Welcome everybody to the Film Room. I'm Brian Johannes, and on this episode, we've got a fun one for you. We're looking at Division III offensive lineman Quinn Meinerz from Wisconsin-Whitewater. The talk of the Senior Bowl, of the NFL draft. Division III guy could potentially go early in the 2021 NFL draft. What we're going to do in this video is I'm going to take clips from one of his games to kind of highlight and show what type of prospect he is and what he can offer to an NFL team that ends up drafting him. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the tape. Now, whenever I look at small school guys, whether it's FCS, Division II, or in this case, Division III, one of the things that I really look for is, do they dominate? Do they look like they stand out? Because you have to try and project them to the NFL. They have to stand out. They have to look like the best player on the field. They have to look dominant at times. And on this first clip for Quinn Meinerz, it really stands out. And he's the left guard during this game, and he played left guard in college for Wisconsin-Whitewater. And this is the Division III National Championship game against North Central. And the defensive tackle that he plays against most of the game, this is a big guy. I mean, he's not, he's probably, 320-ish type pounds. So it's not like he's playing against a guy that's playing defensive tackle at 260 pounds. This guy's got some size. And what's impressive about this play is Quinn Meinerz is able to take him with basically his left shoulder, ride him to the second level, and then engage with this linebacker. And I know he's getting a little help from the left tackle here, but he's basically taking up two defenders in one play. And just that ability to ride him and then even engage, not that he really controlled that linebacker, and not that it really mattered because the ball got tackled behind the line of scrimmage, but just that ability to kind of drive a defensive tackle to the second level, ride him, and then engage, to me is super impressive. We see Quinn Meinerz' strength and power show up later on in the game. He's lined up right here. He's going to slide to his right and pull. And it's not, he's not like flying, but he's going to be able to engage with this defensive tackle. And it's not a huge contact at the point of attack, but just he shows that power to hit him and then just completely drive him back. So we see it in full speed, just able to come, make contact, and then just use that strength, his size, his power to push him all the way back. We see that power at the point of attack once again. Here he is, left guard. This linebacker is going to be blitzing off of a run. He's able to see him, and then he's able to just hit him and look at that point of attack, this contact point. He just makes boom, hits him, pops him, drives him back. Now we see Quinn Meinerz' strength in the rushing attack as well. And he's lined up in here, right here, and he's going to be going against this defensive tackle. And he's able to engage with him, but not as only is he able to engage with him, and this is a big defensive tackle, he's able to use his left arm, and he's able to turn him enough to seal him off to let the running back go by. So as we see again, he's able to engage and just turn him just enough with his upper body strength and then seal him off. Another example of that ability to steer and seal, the quarterback's going to be running around the left edge, and he's able to engage with this defensive tackle. And not only is he able to engage with him, but he gets his footwork, his agility. He's able to take over, and he's able to get over and get that seal so that quarterback can get around to pick up yards. As we see here, just engages with them and just gets those hips around and uses that strength to seal them off. So I've mainly been showing you Quinn Meinerz' power. He's also not a bad athlete. And he shows quickness, he shows, straight line speed, he shows some lateral agility. And that's what we're going to see here. They're going to run, not necessarily a true draw, but he's going to set up almost like he's in pass pro. He's kind of going this way. He's maybe, he's looking this way to see if they need any help. but then he's going to see that they don't need to help here, and he's just going to make a quick, explosive move up to engage with that linebacker and then take him off the screen. So not only are you seeing the quick athletic ability, but then you see that nastiness and that willingness just to take his guy completely off the picture. Quinn Meinerz' athleticism shows up once again in this play, getting to the second level. He's going to come up here and engage with the linebackers. And it's not super explosive or anything, but he's able to just get up there and engage with this linebacker that allows his running back to spring by for a nice run. Once again, he's able to just easily get to that second level, occupy. He doesn't have to grab, he doesn't have to hold, just finds that guy in space to be able to spring his running back. Hey, on this play, once again, we're looking at his athleticism. Meinerz is going to get out in space, and he's not going to end up blocking anyone. But I just like to see his just straight line agility, and I just like to see his straight line speed, and it's just athleticism. We just see him just easily get out into space, accelerate, and like I said, he didn't block anybody, but it just shows his overall athleticism. Now, playing inside in the NFL, he's going to be facing off against some strong, some powerful defensive tackles that he's going to have to anchor in against. And there's a couple plays that I want to highlight that just shows his ability to anchor in. And this one is impressive because he practically doesn't move. As we watch this clip, I'm going to leave my mouse where he started, and he's able to basically maintain that spot this entire play. Okay? He doesn't move off that spot. And I know this isn't Aaron Donald, this isn't Chris Jones facing off against him, but the fact that he doesn't even move off of his spot is impressive. Now on this clip, he's facing off against the bigger of the defensive tackles, and he's still able to anchor in. He gets pushed back a little bit, but what I like is that his feet on this play don't stop moving, and he's able to use his hands and continue to fight with that defensive tackle. And as impressive as the previous play was, I think this one is even more impressive because he's just that ability to do it against a bigger defensive tackle and just keep those feet moving and those hand fighting. And then this last clip that I'm going to show you just shows his lateral agility. And on this play, he's going to be in pass pro, and he's sliding to his right, and he's got one hand. He's engaged with this defensive tackle, who the left tackle's helping out with too. But he just keeps his eyes. He still has his hand in there to help out, but he's looking. He's looking to see if someone's going to come. He's looking to see if his center needs any help. And not only does that show his lateral agility, but it shows his awareness. And if he's going to play on the inside and potentially at center, he's got to be able to show that awareness to see stuff coming and going. Now, Quinn Meinerz has been kind of the talk of not necessarily the NFL draft, but after a good showing at the Reese's Senior Bowl, he's a guy that you're hearing a lot of momentum from, and there's a lot of talk that he could be for sure a day 2 pick, and there's a lot of talk that he could go in the second round. And watching this game against North Central, I didn't always fall in love with Quinn Meinerz as a prospect. There's definitely some work in progress. I showed you kind of the highlights. He doesn't always use his hands the best. At times he looks kind of big and clunky. But the thing to remember with Quinn Meinerz is, he's playing at the Division III level. He's the best player on the field. So there's room for growth. But he didn't play the 2020 season. Smaller level teams, they didn't play in the fall. They're playing in the spring. And so he didn't have that year to impress. And so he goes and he works with Duke Manyweather, one of the better offensive line teachers, kind of gurus, and he reshapes his body. I mean, if you look at Quinn Meinerz from this tape, just, from watching him there, and then you see what he did at the Senior Bowl, he reformed his body, and I think that did him wonders. He goes to the Senior Bowl, Division III player, facing off against some good quality NFL caliber prospects, and he holds his own. And there's a lot of people that said he had one of the best Senior Bowls that are out there. And I think, as I said at the beginning, when I look at Division II, Division III players, I want them to look like they belong. And when he went to the Senior Bowl, not only did he belong, he was one of the better offensive linemen there. And so it looks like teams are viewing him as a center. And I think, we've got some other centers, Creed Humphrey, Landon Dickerson, but I think he's probably that third or fourth best center in this class. And, with his potential, with how he showed, like I said, I think he very well could go in the second or third round. And whoever ends up drafting him is going to get a guy that plays physical, that has some nasty in him, has some athleticism, and his best football is ahead of him. All right, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this episode of the Film Room. To make sure, the best way to get these is to subscribe. So hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for the notifications. Also, make sure you're following me on social media, draft_Brian, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, even TikTok. Make sure you're following me on social media. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And until next time.